Alrighty, buddy. Never seen this run before. This is Puggsy for the Sega Genesis. A interesting run to say the least. I'll try my best to explain what's going on along the way, but sometimes there's a longer explanation for what's done in the level than it takes to actually complete the level. So, but I'll do my best. Let's get right into it here. Be hand it off in 3, 2, 1, go. So yeah, this is Puggsy. It's a puzzle platformer that also happens to be physics-based. This game was very, very ahead of its time, really. It does a lot of things that even today a lot of games haven't done, or haven't done as well as this game has done. Every different object in this game has a different set of properties like weight, friction, and that kind of thing, and how they interact with one another is different as well. So you'll see me picking up a lot of different objects and doing different things with them throughout the run. These first levels just kind of give you like a tutorial on what to do, basically, how different objects interact with one another and that kind of thing, so they're pretty straightforward. But later on it gets a little complicated. There's going to be 6 different bosses that we fight along the way as well. But most of the levels they're pretty straightforward once you learn what you're doing, what to look for. You see me do that bounce there, that's something that's not intended. But just because of the way the physics work, you can do that. This is our first boss. And all you have to do is just wait for the ship to tip towards the boss. Touch the fish.
Showing some support.
It's a long game.
First big skip in the game. Skips the whole puzzling aspect of the level. This level is the first level where you have to kind of get 2 different objects across the entire level, which is kind of difficult to do and kind of slow. So instead of trying to juggle 2 items, we're going to toss one of them in a precise spot to open a gate for us, basically. So just toss that and open this gate over here so that we can take the axe with us. Did auto host take over in the middle? That's awesome. Right here we get our first couple of power-ups. Actually, there's only 2 power-ups in the game. We get them both here. First we get our sunglasses, which make us look really cool. In the speedrun they do absolutely nothing, but if you're to casually play through this game, they give you an extra hit point. As you can see, there's no life bar when you're on a regular level. So if you get hit once, you're dead, unless you have the power-ups, which will give you an additional hit point. But unfortunately, with the way that the game works, the other power-up that you get, which is way more important, gets lost first when you get hit. So essentially, once you get this second power-up, you don't want to take damage for the rest of the run. It can be quite difficult, but they are really cool sneakers that make you jump twice as high and run twice as fast. So here we've got to take this key down to the bottom to open up a pit of balls, to then use on a switch and all kinds of other stuff. That sometimes it's longer to explain what's going on, but basically just got to get these objects on switches here in a certain order. And once you do that, you can throw a ball into that hole there, and it will open the door to exit. So, that, we've got to grab one more ball though. These stupid knight helmets hopping around that'll try to mess with you. Our second boss, which is a giant raccoon that has detachable hands that try to squish you. These balls come around the room on a regular cycle, so you miss the first one so that you get on the correct cycle to kill the boss on the left-hand side of the screen. Pretty straightforward once you learn what you're doing. Oh, it wasn't a giant raccoon at all. It was 3 tiny raccoons on a unicycle. A giant raccoon outfit. And yeah, the whole story of this game is that Pugsy's wooden spaceship crashed on this planet. So he's got to annihilate all the raccoons on the planet to get his spaceship back and get the heck out of here. So in case you're wondering why we're killing all these raccoons, that's why. Whoops. Now, this is one of 2 water levels. The water is really weird in this game, but because of the way it works, you can grab an object and move it up and down and kind of swim, essentially. Alright, in this level we're going to take this duck and we're just going to throw it out here. This gun to bounce up onto the duck, hopefully. A little far away, but usually want to get a little bit closer to get up there a little easier, but no big deal. Ooh, got hung up there a little bit, so I'm not going to be able to get the fast cycle on this here, so I'm going to have that. All we had to do there is hit a lock so that an unkillable raccoon drops this key down for us. The only way to kill him is to drop the trap door there on him. This level here, we have to exit this level twice. The only level in the any % run that you actually have to do that. Level twice. As to how do you figure out this game casually, you don't. It took me and my mom when I was a kid a very long time to beat this game. She had to help me a lot figuring out the puzzles and that kind of thing. And when I revisited it a few years back before I started speedrunning it, it took me like 12 hours to beat the game blind. And yeah, it was not very fun. But once you learn the speedrun, it's great. It's not the most fun blind run, that's for sure. So up here we gotta take the second exit. So we have to take this object up here with us to bounce off of it, otherwise you can't make that jump. We waited for that smoke puff there to get on a certain cycle so that we could go across safely. We're gonna go down here. We're gonna grab this object off the wall here that is totally a torch and not anything else. We gotta spark it up though. We gotta make an offering to the gods basically here to get a key. So, toss this totally a torch down here. Gonna bounce in a specific spot and burn a rope. Launches the key out of here. This next level has a huge skip that was recently discovered. Used to take a long time to beat. I used to have to throw 7 coins into this chute to get it to open, but now we found out that you can just use 1 coin, re-grab it, essentially. If I can get it. Oh boy, don't mess it all up. You hit the trigger, which is right below that line there. So once we get there, see the numbers bounce and this gate over here opens up and we can get the heck out of here, kind of. Now we have to throw this eyeball down here and hope that this mouse, nice to us, kicks it to the left side of the room here. Did. Alright, this level you just gotta hit these switches down below to drop flower bags onto switches here. It'll open the gate once you hit them all. So you see I picked up this remote. If you use the remote, it shows you where an eyeball is. Bring it. So it allows you to see what's going on in that room without being in it. Now we wait for the last one to hit. There, this is our third boss. Gonna throw some flower bags at us. Use these switches here to control this conveyor belt and this crane. Or to grab them, drop them on it. Also, this enemy happens to be a badger for whatever reason instead of a raccoon. Well, not the only boss that's not a raccoon in the game, but one of two bosses that aren't raccoon. Alright, so here we've got another remote, which, like we learned before...
Alright, so we actually have a $50 donation from Not Rasu saying, "Hello, this is totally not Rasu, totally putting money on Nina for Nether."
Not Rasu for the donation. Awesome. So here, this mummy jumps every 4 seconds. Basically follows Pugsy's horizontal positioning. So you just kind of have to lead him through the maze there while 4 seconds. Hit the switch here to get out. Basically all this game is hidden switches and opening doors. So again, we're gonna grab these balls and do something crazy here. Hopefully it works. Hopefully one of them gets to the switch, which it did. And then we're gonna throw it here. Release these two raccoons, and we need one with a mug to drop down and hit the switch. That's taking forever. This level we have to find 4 objects and throw them up on this pole here in the matching shape. Gotta go around the stage and find them. Trick is that you want to take one of these with you, otherwise you can't get the last one. So you take this one here. Yeah. Come back for that cross one. There. This to our 4th boss. The giant raccoon-shaped hot air balloon. A tiny little rodent riding in the nose of it, trying to hit you with a plunger. I usually get this in 2 cycles, but I think I messed up. Okay, still got the 2 cycle. It's a bad 2 cycle, but still 2 cycle. Yeah, it's 60 FPS. The game plays surprisingly well. I know that it looks a bit odd, and the colors are just kind of weird, and the design of the character and everything is kind of weird, but that's just kind of that Genesis aesthetic. Especially like the European Genesis developers liked this kind of stuff. A very, very cool speedrun to learn though. Uh-oh. A little bit of time here. Not sure what happened there. I think they don't want to cooperate with me. Also, there's several Easter eggs for other games in here, and as you can see here, I'm just going to waste a little bit of time, but these are the graves of Wiz and Liz. I guess they're dead. There's actually several Wiz and Liz Easter eggs in this game. This came out in a similar time frame to Wiz and Liz. I guess the developers from Traveler's Tales and Psygnosis were good friends, so they kind of ribbed each other in the games. Get over the fire there. So a lot of the stuff I'm just skipping puzzles that you're supposed to do. There's a puzzle you're supposed to do, but puzzles are slow, so abuse the physics engine to skip it. Alright, this level, normally what you need to do is you need to grab a key from the very bottom and take three sticks of dynamite to blow up these little lanterns that I just jumped on right here. There's 2 there, and then you need the third one to, the third dynamite to blow open a door down here, basically. Once you blow up the 2 lanterns, the minecart can go all the way and push the third TNT towards the door. But instead, we're just going to use one TNT. We're gonna throw it in a fashion that blows up the trigger. Their puzzle skip here, basically. Should be it. Their remote control level, but this time we're remote controlling a pot through a maze. Drop it there because it's quicker than letting it go down, or it's quicker to let it go down. Control it. And we need this pot to get across pit of fire. Puggsy actually needs a ride on this pot, so. That back a little bit here. Lose my sneak. Across the flames we go. Go off this way. That's our next boss. As you can see, Puggsy looks really cool when he slides down hills. Especially when you got the sunglasses on. So here we need to go grab some TNT to blow up this ice wall. Uh-oh. Okay, well, that's really cool. That was definitely not supposed to happen, but make it work. Luckily there's backup sneakers very close to where we're at. If you lose the sneakers early on in the run, it can be a lot of trouble, but this isn't too bad. All the way. Alright, here's our 5th boss, Twinkle Toes. Not the official name of the boss. It's actually Halitosis Dragon, but been affectionately nicknamed Twinkle Toes. Obvious reasons. If you time it right, you can get 2 hits per cycle here. Dragon's got a lot of sass. A super smug dragon, yep. So I have to go back into this level here and take the alternate exit to grab our backup sneakers. Get to see Puggsy sliding down the hill again, everybody's favorite. There's a nice thing about this game is you can back out of any level once you go into it just by hitting start and then A, B, and C at the same time. So you're never truly soft locked in this game. Can't figure something out or you get stuck or whatever, you can just restart, which is great for if you lose power-ups in the speedrun, you can easily get them back, not have to complete the level. Do that too far. Part 2, theme of the evening. Alright, here's going to be another big skip. We're going to skip about 2 minutes of puzzling by grabbing this sunglasses case here. Instead of making a potion, which takes really long, we're just going to toss this and then jump onto it. Here. Normally you have to collect a bunch of items throughout the stage, throw it into a pot, makes a potion, makes Puggsy run really fast, and float. You can float across that pit. Physics engine allows us to do that instead. Right. Grab this here head, because Puggsy can't walk through this extreme windstorm without being heavier than he is. Grab 3 sticks of teeth down here. Jump on this bird. Oh boy. Well, the good news is we got the backup sneaker. Oh no. Alright, well, I didn't get in there past the wind, so I'm up, so I'll grab the sneaker. Try this again. So normally when that bird is coming down that fast, I go under it, but I thought maybe I could push it and jump on its head. Now it's coming down slow, so it's much easier to jump on its head. Gotta take one of these emeralds with you, otherwise this door doesn't open. We are getting close to the end here, just a few more levels left. And this next level too is like very long, so if there are any donations that need to be read out, this is a great level to do that on. All we're going to be doing is going up and down this elevator. Just a minute or two. All we're doing here is we're alternating this object between 2 different pipes so that it transforms it enough times. You get the hint down here of 6. Gotta transform this 5 different times to make 6-sided object. Door. Unfortunately, there is no way to do this level any faster than this, because there is no way to get up top. So you're stuck to the cycle here. Time. There's our big nut to get out of here. Another interesting level where you need to do some weird things to complete it. So we're gonna take this balloon, we're gonna set this balloon over here. Basically we need to get a key up to the very top, but you can't take an object down this hallway, otherwise you open a trapdoor and you get stuck. You're going to float the key on the balloon and then run through, grab it at the very top. That. These two badgers. And up we go. With any luck, it'll be right at the top when we get up here. Another level where there's a fan blowing and Puggsy needs to be heavier, so we need to find a cannonball that's heavier. So grab this match here, throw it, catch the cannonball midair. This level is probably the most difficult level in the run. You have to get an object from one side to the other, but you can't carry it, so you have to use a barrel to push it. Just never wants to cooperate with you, so push this and it's gonna do what it wants to do, and just kind of gotta hopefully get it over here. Okay, that's fine, and that's really good actually. Normally doesn't go that easily. This is the last level of the game for the final boss. Just a little maze. Quick and easy. Here's our last boss. There's our ship. Our wooden spaceship just hanging out in the background. Giant raccoon that stole it is here. Boss takes a lot of skill to beat. You gotta do just stand right here in the middle and the boss will kill itself. And the credits actually tell you how to beat this boss in this fashion. Kind of funny. For whatever reason, if you stand right there, those lasers do nothing to you. But if you move around, they will hurt you. I don't even know how that works, but it works. And we'll be coming up on time here as soon as the last laser bounces up into this guy's face. Right now, time. And yeah, that's Puggsy. There are a lot more levels that you don't see in the any percent run in this game. A lot of them are just kind of like little tech demos, basically, where they've just shown off what they can do with the physics engine and the different objects in the game and that kind of thing. But it's a neat game, neat speed run. If you feel like taking a look at it, you're more than welcome to reach out to me, and I'd be glad to help you with this game. There's really only 3 like super active runners of this game, or 2 at the moment. Me and my buddy White Stars, and then Author Blues ran this for a while as well, until he got the world record, and then I took 18 months to get the world record back. Who knows when he's going to come back to the game, but we found a lot of new strats that have made the game a lot quicker, so hopefully he'll come back eventually, and we'd love to see other people run this. So if you enjoyed it, maybe check it out. That's it for me. Thanks for having me. Good luck to the next runner, Freeland, and then after that, Nilson Alex. So good luck to those guys, and keep on raising money for an awesome cause here.